What's up,
Hello.
everybody? Uh, so everything's been pretty quiet in the political spectrum, huh? Uh,
Not anymore. It's not.
you got
I mean, that's the way that this whole administration has run. Is it'll be quiet for a couple days, and then there will just be fire hoses shit. I mean, it's
yeah,
been because you've got the whole China trip, which is a fucking disaster. You've got their counterterrorism thing that came out, which is fucking bonkers. Um, You've got Ludnick being just a complete jackass. You've got Rubio being. You got everybody being jackasses. Like,
jackasses all around, huh? Uh, Imagine that. The so I brought we've got a few things today. I brought some stuff about what the title is there because I want to we're going to talk about the substance of what that stuff is too, like about Cash Patel line and about Trump line and all that stuff. We're going to talk about that too, but I want to look at something that I think within the atheist community that we're pretty familiar with, and it's a tactic that we recognize from watching like YouTube debates and stuff within this community. Like, even if you don't watch a whole lot of debates, I think it's probably something you'll recognize pretty quickly. And but we're going to take a look at both. We'll talk about both though, the way they're doing it and what it is that's happening. And then I've got some stuff about Trump's China visit and Trump's attitude towards reporters, I guess. Um, and you know, and we're going to take a look about like what he's worried about, while everybody else, pays tons of money for gas and food and all that stuff. So lots of stuff to look at
I
today.
like. There's not a lot with Trump that surprises me. Like, he can say the most batshit thing, and I'm like, yeah, that tracks. That clip of what he said about Americans' financial situations, I literally had to watch it 3 times to make sure he said exactly what I thought he
But he
said.
didn't care.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
like, because the thing is like up until some point, probably like last midsummer, he could at least pretend that he gave a shit about his base. That's fucking
yeah,
weird.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree. And I mean, we've got now Democrats openly saying, "Hey, it's time to 25th Amendment this guy." But also at the same time, like the Midas Touch did this video, and it says Democrats invoked the 25th Amendment in Congress and all
Fuck
this
off,
other
Wade.
stuff, and it was clickbait. Like, it was them going up to Democrats in the like basement of Congress and being like, or of the Capitol, and being like, oh yeah, what do you think about Trump's deranged this, and what do you think about him? Like they completely uh, prompted the whole thing, which it's not that they're wrong. It's just that they didn't invoke it. They were set up to give those answers. But they should have. I mean, if you weren't going to give him the 25th Amendment way back, whenever he's like, saying all the crazy shit to reporters then, and uh, back whenever we're just bombing boats and attacking Venezuela and all the other crazy shit he's did, then they're not going to do it now. I mean, the they've waited too close to the election now for it to be any benefit for them to do it. They would need to start a media information campaign where they the Republicans start painting the picture that he's doing crazy stuff, and they haven't even moved towards that. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Anyway, what's up, Seth? What's up, Ascalon? What's up? I seen him. Oh, what's up, Wayne?
Make him fuck off.
Theoretically, suit deviant. Um,
What?
Hein. Hey, how's everybody doing today?
I'm fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Well, at least there's one. What's up, AJ? Good to see you. Uh, yeah, Ascalon's here. Uh, AJ's fucking off because Ascalon's here. Uh, what's up, Big John? I always get when I see Big John Lovell, I always think the skeptic, and I'm like, I have to remember that that's not his. That's not him. Uh, the that's very hurtful. Ascalon said, "Yeah, AJ came in hot today, didn't she?" Which I don't blame her. If I had if I had to deal with people on YouTube, she did. I would go everywhere being an
I
asshole.
wonder who this could possibly be.
Someone just signed papers on an apartment. I don't know.
I'm in a good mood. I'm sorry. I'm in a great fucking mood
Well,
right
I
now.
mean, I'm glad to hear you guys are getting shit done. The So I'm fantastic too. Okay, well, I'm glad everybody's so goddamn happy. Uh,
Well, it's better than me being constantly pissed off, isn't it?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
granted, I do get fiery and spicy when I'm pissed off, but I get fiery and spicy just for shits and giggles too. So
yeah. I'm looking at deviants. Will those show up on here? Ah, they do.
yeah.
I didn't know if the little GIF thing would show. All right. Well, yeah. No, no. I'm happy to hear that. That's good for you guys. Let's start with talking. Let me do a little bit of house cleaning here stuff. The so yesterday Jess and I did the spoiled ham show, and it was pretty good. Today we've got this. Tomorrow, um, I'll be on in the evening tomorrow, at 7 p.m. with a debate with Adam from Truth Over Tea. Um, Saturday, I don't know what time. Whenever her show is, I'll be on God the Scrannies channel. Uh, Sunday we'll be back here with Seth will be with us, right? And
No, he won't.
no,
He won't for the next 2 weeks.
we'll be back here Sethless, and we'll do Politicality again. And Monday I'll be on. Oh, Monday Dr. Kip will be here during the afternoon at 1 p.m. and I'll be on Maya's channel at 4 or 5. Whenever I think it starts at 4. Um, okay.
Hmm. Yep. But yeah, there's been a crazy amount of stuff that's happened in the last couple of days.
Yeah. So, whenever I don't even really, I mean, I tell everybody that stuff so they know, but I have to say it all the time so that I know, because if not, I forget. That's that's kind of part of that. But yeah. So I don't know where to start today. Uh, I guess let's start with China, right?
Yeah. So one thing to point out is Xi did not meet Trump in Air Force One. No foreign minister sent some lower level guys. Like, it was a straight up slap in the face.
Yeah, I brought a video of him arriving.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be loud. We don't want it to be that loud. All right. So I brought this video of him arriving in China just to illustrate that point. I think it's weird, and I think it's also purposeful that they had a bunch of children meet him at the airport. Like, um, I think they were kind of taking a jab at him, maybe. But
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
if they have, because I know they do the things, they have the kids all dressed the same and doing like they do that stuff, but like no one from President Xi's immediate circle was there, and but anyway, here's that video. This is it's only 18 seconds. Here he is arriving.
Trump has touched down in Beijing
Pay close attention to him trying to get his old ass down the steps.
for the
Yeah.
first time in almost 10 years, ahead of high-stakes talks with President Xi Jinping. The president is expected to push for China to pressure Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz, the waterway critical to trade and peace talks. Also on the agenda is tech and Taiwan.
So this is what the media was saying, and this just isn't true. Uh, I mean, it's true. He showed up there and looked like crap as he walked down the steps, and that President Xi and nobody else came to. There was just a car waiting on him, pretty much. Like they and they had a big to do once he um, got to where President Xi was. I guess, kind of. Took some weird, awkward pictures and stuff. But um, let's watch him walk down the steps one more time because it's he looks all like his suit's all sideways and crap, like and he never used to button the front of his suits, and it looks so weird when he does now because of those big long ties. But
Donald Trump has touched down in Beijing for the first time in almost 10 years, ahead of high-stakes talks with President Xi Jinping. The president is expected to push for China to pressure Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz, the waterway critical to trade and peace talks. Also on the agenda is tech and Taiwan.
He is being so damn careful not to fall.
yeah, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they've got him like rigged up with something to keep him from falling. The way that he walks and stuff these days. So that the news thing there wants you to think that they're going to talk about one thing. Is this okay? Yeah. So, but they want you to think that he's going to pressure Iran about the Strait of Hormuz. It's not paths and political systems, I guess, is where this would fall under. But China told Trump that um, they're not even, they're not doing anything, any kind of tariffs that they want to try and put on, that they want to do, will be up to China, whether they do them or not. And that the sanctions against Iran are illegal, and there will be no more sanctions against Iran. And that if Trump wants to do those things, he can turn around and go home. Uh, it says the Taiwan question. What they actually said is, you're not going to be talking about Taiwan at all. And in fact, you're going to announce that it's up to us. You're not going to be doing anything with Taiwan anymore. Because Trump's going to China because he needs China. China. The yeah.
I mean, this is something that I've said for years. and I've seen, especially MAGA, poo-poo it all. The U.S. and the China economy are so intertwined that it would be really hard to disentangle them, especially on a very quick basis.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Trump has literally fucked everything as far as international relations go, to the point that Xi can basically sit there and tell him, "You're not going to do fuck all with Taiwan. You're going to let us do whatever the fuck we want to, or we're going to basically crater your economy." Trump has no choice but to be like, "Sure, okay."
Well, I think these world leaders have learned too that Trump will just surrender to whatever they want. He's so obsessed with Xi Jinping that he just he does whatever he says anyway. The So I watched another report that while this was going on, the BRICS nations, which are like the opposite of NATO, essentially, um, we're all meeting and making decisions about Iran and what's going on. And they're, for them, they think Iran has won this war and stuff, and that they're going to, they're looking forward. The United States reportedly is pretty much out of munitions, at least in the moment. The Our bases over there are all either heavily damaged or destroyed. Um, we have no more. We have no like safety net in the area for operations in the Middle East anymore. Um, the I don't know.
Yeah.
And Iran. We'll get to where Trump says it in a minute, but he's shifted back to this is about a nuclear weapon again. Like
And the thing is his own fucking intelligence has said over and over and over they don't have a nuke. They're not close to getting a nuke.
well, he himself.
If they had a nuke, if they were developing a nuke, they have taken longer than any other country to develop one.
Yeah,
They don't even fucking need it. They have destroyed Hormuz.
yeah,
They can bring the world to its knees based on the Strait alone. They don't need a
yeah,
nuke. And his whole thing about they're going to destroy the world, blah blah blah. No, that's just not fucking possible. Sorry.
yeah. Well, I mean, also like Trump and his own cabinet members have all been going around saying, "Oh, well, even if they started rebuilding today, it would take 20 years for them uh,
Mm-hmm.
to have a nuke." So now that he's shifting back to it's about them having a nuke, when there's they've made no movement at all to retrieve the nuclear material from Iran. That's not even part of the conversation anymore. Um, the Iran can essentially keep the Strait of Hormuz closed as long as they want. And until Trump admits that, they're probably going to. The China's buying oil off of Iran, and that has like
From
that.
Russia.
That's why part of these four red lines things were there was uh, you can do you can check your sound, say something so we can hear you.
Yeah. No, yeah,
Yeah,
they're
you're
also
loud.
buying yeah, they're also buying a lot of oil off Russia too, funding the so basically they're helping fund the Ukraine war. I mean, the thing is in any debate or any confrontation between the US and China, especially when it comes to economics and shit, like China kind of holds most of the cards here. There is like fuck all we can do simply because Trump has weakened us in every other area.
Well, yeah. I mean, they passed us up a long time ago in AI. Their space program is better than ours now. The Ours has more potential, but it takes you have to actually fund those things to do anything. Which space exploration has been one of those things that's always driven technology, and China wasn't really in a bad place on that. China has other issues, like it's so China has they're dealing with the things they're doing in Taiwan and Hong Kong and all that, and like then they've got a lot of human rights things, and their younger generation is now starting to kind of speak out against a lot of the things they're doing. It's causing a lot of problems in that aspect.
Yeah.
But it's not like we don't have unrest here as well. It's just it's just a different thing. On a number of those things that are important to us, though, or important to our government, they're beating us. They're they're doing it with child labor and human rights violations and all that. But they they're all celebrating that on the way over, Marco Rubio was talking shit about NATO, and
Yeah.
so we've lost our bases and most of our allies in the Middle East and Europe.
Yeah.
Spain wouldn't let us
And the
use a
thing
place there.
with Spain and NATO that's pissing me the fuck off is Rubio and Trump and Hegseth are all acting like, oh, NATO should have jumped in here with us, blah, 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 blah. It's not a fucking defensive war, you jackasses. If it
Yeah.
was a defensive war, then yeah, they wouldn't have much of a choice. But here's the thing. It's offensive. It is a war of choice. They are under no obligation to come to our aid whatsoever, nor should they. Nobody
Well,
should.
I thought it was funny that Marco Rubio sits and says, well, I supported NATO because we could use their bases and we could do this and we where we had tons of soldiers from NATO countries die in Afghanistan and come to our aid a number of times. But if we don't get to have our illegal wars the way we want, then why should we be part of NATO? And I mean, the argument that we're providing weapons and stuff to NATO doesn't really hold now since we don't have any weapons anymore. They've used $1 million munitions to shoot down $1,000 drones, and the illegal war is now hundreds of billions of dollars that we've spent and continue to spend. And they Trump, I don't know that he's doing it so much anymore, but it was still acting like we have a ceasefire when we're both over there firing on each other nonstop. Like there is no ceasefire. But anyway, these four things were meant to corner Trump. So you can't say anything about Taiwan, which I don't think Trump gives a shit about Taiwan anyway.
No, he doesn't.
Democracy and human rights, that's a touchy issue for China as usual. And they don't want called out for their human rights violations and their child labor and all that stuff. The paths and political systems, that's about you're not putting any more tariffs on us. You're not putting any more sanctions on Iran. You're going to do this the way that we want to do it, or we're not going to help you, because they need resources from China in order to continue this war. And China is very much funding Russia and Iran at this point. So, yeah. And China's development right. I imagine that's whenever they talked about tech being one of the issues. I think this is where this comes up to where like you're going to let us have chips and stuff, or we're again we're not going to do what you need. Trump has put the country in a weak position, and went over there being a crazy dementia-addled old fuck, and has done nothing but make things worse.
Yeah.
The People are overwhelmingly upset with how this has went, both Republicans and Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, let's look at, and I have to do this all the time for our Republican people out there in chat, but here's a Fox News poll, which Trump is now attacking Fox News, and
Yeah.
this poll isn't even. This is one of the better ones for him.
Yeah.
But his disapproval rating is historical. All of these things, he's historical in all of these areas. Actually, he has a. So I mean, he's making history at least, I guess. He has the highest disapproval rating of any president ever in history, especially at this point in their term.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like, especially when you look at like the inflation, numbers, like this is what I have been screaming about since January. You can't lie to people about their fucking pocketbooks. You
yeah,
can't do it. The over the counter meds that I pick up to like help with like inflammation and pain and stuff have gone from $5 to $6 to $6.50 to $7.50, and then yesterday I paid $7.75 for them in the last year. They went
yeah.
up like $2.50 in the last year.
Hey, I feel you.
I
The
mean, yeah, but that's what I keep saying is you cannot lie to people about their own pocketbooks. They know how much they're spending. They know that their dollar doesn't go as far as it used to. They know it doesn't. You can't sit there and fucking gaslight them to thinking that it does.
yeah, yeah. I mean, inflation numbers are what they were post pandemic now. Right after the pandemic, those numbers that Trump went and campaigned saying that the Democrats should be in jail and everything because of how bad inflation was, which was also cleaning up his mess. But he has now matched those numbers. His promises to inflation's non-existent, and this is going to be the affordability administration and all that shit out the window. I suppose that was all a lie. He now says that even though inflation's like 3.8, I think is what it is, which is crazy high. He said that most Americans approve of it. This poll and every other poll says they do not. And I would even bet that like the Rasmussen poll now is starting to reflect a lot of this. But this is a Fox News poll. Jessica Tarloff brought this up on the Five, and he called her ugly and stupid, and the
Yeah.
regular old stuff that Trump does. But yeah, so again, even with the racist Supreme Court and the racist gerrymandering and all of those things, Democrats should still be able to take the House by a pretty good margin. And if it
Yeah.
wasn't for all that, they may end up with a supermajority. But the it, there's obviously going to be a lot of really deep red places, and we still have 30% of Americans who are racist pieces of shit. Um,
Yeah.
Excuse me, I burped. That's what I get for trying to drink Mountain Dew while
I mean,
streaming.
at least for that 30%, like that are super racist and MAGA and shit, the best you can hope for them is that they're so discouraged by like the economy and shit, that they just don't vote. Everybody else,
Yeah.
though, you can swing them to the other side.
Yeah. I say, we put, if we just go and put some kind of optical illusion or Rubik's Cube in all of those people's front yards, they'll miss the election. The Because they're fucking idiots. I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, everybody knows what the KKK does, right? Like, everybody's aware. I mean, I know I got some people from other places around the world in chat, but I think everybody knows what the KKK is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if the K and everybody knows what they stand for, they're racist pieces of shit, right? Um, if the KKK was like, oh hey, we're going to start a food bank for children and homeless people and feed all the homeless people in the country, that doesn't make it okay to support the KKK. Can we agree on that? Right? Like, you wouldn't say that's a good group of people just because they're doing one good thing and one really really awful thing in another
Yeah.
place. It's like, I I wouldn't be willing to overlook them uh, burning crosses in people's yards, people of color. Uh, I wouldn't be okay with that just because they're doing good in some other place. And, I just don't get it that these people support Trump while he does, or Republicans in general, while they do all these racist things. And then, like, oh, well, I don't know what metric they use to argue that he's doing something good because I don't know that it exists. Which is why his disapproval numbers are what they are. But
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, it has to be like, at the very least, you have to say, well, I'm okay with racism. I'm okay. I'm okay with taking the rights away from black people. I'm okay with deporting anyone that's brown. Like, you have to be okay with the
Yeah.
racism, and I just don't. It's so hard for me to understand how it is you support someone that's doing these obvious things. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care that you like how he's attacking Iran or whatever it is you like. Like, I don't know why you think that gives you a pass to overlook human rights. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I think that has to come first, right? Like,
Yeah.
uh, yeah. Um,
Like the way how I've framed it, especially with um members of my family and MAGA and stuff, is human rights are non-negotiable. Like, I'm sorry,
yeah.
but that's the red line. Those are non-fucking negotiable. If you want to sit there and debate me on human rights, we're done. I want nothing to do with you. Move along.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you, and maybe it's just because of, like, much of my moral framework is based in humanism, right? So human rights violations are going to be priority to me.
Yeah.
Um, I would like to know, and any MAGA racists out there that want to answer in the comments, I'm sure your new name MAGA racists really makes you want to comment. But, you know, explain to me at what point it's okay to violate the human rights of others based on the color of their skin or who they choose to love or whatever. Like, um, explain to me how it's okay to overlook those things, how it's okay to starve people because you're getting this other thing. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
no tax on tips. Is that worth that? Like, um, and that's a sham anyway. But, like, um, I'm just saying, like, at what point is it okay to draw that line there? Because I don't know that I could ever do that. Like, that I would ever. I don't know that there's anything the government could promise me
Yeah.
that I would be
Yeah.
like, oh well, yeah, fuck those people. I'm getting this, and I just don't know how they do that, and it really makes me. I don't want to say fear, but it just makes me. I'm definitely not the one experiencing the fear. The but it makes me worry about the future of humanity. Really, like
Yeah.
what I mean, that there's so many people that are just okay with like, yeah, um,
Yeah.
uh, and the attacks. It's I went and talked to. I was going to set up and record, which I need to do that one day soon. But the guy down the street, the MAGA guy, I went and talked to. I'm not even sure that I'm going to be able to use that because every chance he gets, it's like he starts bitching about drag queen story hour or like just all this crazy stupid shit, and I'm like, dude, like I don't, that's not, like, can we talk about real problems, like, and not this he even told me the other day, he said, aren't you worried you're going to send your kid to school and he's going to come home, you're going to send Jack to school and he's going to come home as Jill? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I said, that's never even happened. I said, go find where it's
Yeah.
happened. Like, just this stuff where it's like, just be as mean and awful to a group of people that you don't even fucking understand anything about.
Yeah.
Like, tell me how
Yeah.
you go and, uh, you know,
I mean, how the fuck? I don't understand, and I get that there's a lot of people that do this, but I've never understood how just because you don't understand something means that you automatically hate it. Like, if you don't understand something, go try and find out about it.
well, I mean, like,
Like,
you know, I just don't, I don't know how you go and meet somebody like Jenny Morgan or somebody like Ember or somebody like Bree or whatever, and you talk to those people and don't realize that these are wonderful, great people. Like, why you're focused on this other thing? Like, why does that
yeah.
matter? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
and maybe it's the they don't meet any of those people, which is their own doing, kind of. But like, I
Their
just don't.
loss.
I just, that's, and to use a more like uh I don't know, to appeal to emotion, I guess. Like, I don't know how you go and like you would look a 5 year old, a cute little 5 year old kid in the face and think it's okay to starve those kids. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't. It's the same kind of thing, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And I don't have to, you know, my experience with the trans community is limited to what happens here on YouTube and stuff. But you know, I don't I don't know how you get to know people and see people in society living lives just like everybody else
Yeah.
and make that difference. I just don't. The penile clamp is right next to the chapstick. Okay. Anyway, moving on. That'll wrap up that conversation. But like, I don't know. I don't get
Also,
it.
keep in mind that this poll was like damn near 2 months ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's from March.
Things have gotten immeasurably worse since then.
Yeah,
So I can guarantee you those numbers are even lower.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if in March inflation was 71% disapproval, it's bound to be higher now.
Mm-hmm. It's last I saw, it's floating right around 30%.
Yeah,
I mean, because when people are paying, like here, for instance, and I've said this, like being in Texas, we're slightly insulated against crazy ass gas prices. We have a lot of oil and gas here. We have a lot of the processing that happens here too. So gas doesn't have as far to travel to get to like the gas station and stuff. So it's a little bit cheaper. But even here, it's getting ridiculously expensive.
yeah,
So
Yeah, no, I agree. So, let's well, let's just so this is a clip that has been oh, that's a pretty face.
Oh God. Why do you torment me with this shit?
I, do you think these are just shorts. These are really short. Do you think what would you call I think that's Cheeto dust orange is what color that is.
I think Cheeto Dust Orange would be a little bit more attractive. I don't know what the fuck that shit is.
Yeah, with a little bit of bronzer, you know, like
Like, does he not realize that the rest of us can tell that he is wearing just an obscene amount of makeup?
I think
Dude
he's
wears
always
more
known.
makeup than I do.
I think he's always, you know, I just wonder at what point I would like to see the a series of I forget what you call it a series of pictures of where he because he didn't used to wear a bunch of makeup right when he was younger. At least that I
I'm
could
not sure.
tell. I just want I would like to see the progression of when he was like he looked at his face and was like nope more orange. Um, uh, the you know like he wore a tie that matched his face. That's funny. Look at his look at I mean look at his face. That's a
Yeah.
sickly man. That's you know uses more makeup than shit.
He looks like tan leather, dude. Like
Tam,
badly tanned leather.
Tammy Faye could make up her whole face off of his. She could do hers for the whole year off of what he wears on a Tuesday. Uh, like I feel like though I feel like they just they're like close your eyes and they get one of them t-shirt
Yeah.
cannons and they fill it with Cheeto dust and just shoot him in the face with it and then throw some bronzer on top of it. I mean that has to weigh something. He's got so much makeup on there. It probably has weight. Like they probably have to remove that shit with a fucking paint scraper and a power wash. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway, like, aside from that, not the subject, by the way. Um, so here's where we're gonna start down this line, guys. And this isn't gonna be, you know, all I have to say about these things, but I want you to pay attention to the tactic that is used here, and I'll set it up enough for you to recognize it for those of you that may not, which I think everybody's going to right away. You probably already know where I'm going with this. But I want you to think about debates and whenever people are always calling out, there's a few fallacies they always like to call out. And um, this is how you know when Trump's lying, by the way, when he does this. And so I I want you to pay attention to what he does here every time he's confronted with something, what he shifts to. So here's the first clip, and we'll talk about the substance of it too in 23 seconds.
So what happened is we have a ballroom that's under budget. It's going up right here. I've doubled the size of it because we obviously need that. And we're right now on budget, under budget, and ahead of schedule. I doubled the size of it, you dumb person. It's double the size. You are not a smart person.
Now, I think that clip's hilarious, not because he calls her dumb, but because he because of the logic. I doubled the price. I doubled the size of it.
Yeah, he's so goddamn unhinged.
So here's what did he do there, guys? What do we know that as in debates? Like when someone brings up a topic and you immediately just go and attack them personally, and that's your argument. That's ad hominem. The This is what Trump does. Among other things, right? But this is like and not just Trump. This is what the Republican Party does now. This is their go-to. If the press asks them a hard question, attack them personally. If they're asked a hard question under oath in Congress, attack them personally. And we're going to see all of that take place today. But I just want you to keep that in mind. It's not, yeah, you're dumb, therefore wrong because me smart. That is the ad hominem fallacy, right? In Trump's words. His argument is that you're stupid for even asking me a question about this. Like, it's not just it because they're not even making an argument. They're just like, how do you reconcile this thing? And he's like, you're dumb. Because he may be projecting. I don't know. But also, I think it's kind of funny. Like they had these tech billionaires are going to pay for this ballroom and it's going to be this size. It's already you can't double the size of it now. That's just a lie. He's not doing that. That's not true.
I mean, why the fuck the entire thing has been shown over and over and over that the whole reason they're doing it is because he wants a bigger fucking bunker underneath, even though the one that they had worked just fine. The only time it's ever been used is 9/11. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't need a goddamn ballroom. The bunker didn't need to be renovated. And now he's asking fucking Congress for $1 billion fucking dollars for the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like,
well, now that the taxpayers are the ones that are going to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
Now that it's switched over, we're going to build this and it's going to be this much. Oh, the taxpayer's going to have to pay for it. Double the size of that motherfucker. Like, why would you do that the second that the taxpayers are on the line for it?
He thinks the American government is his own personal piggy bank.
And to be clear, we're going to look at some of his grifting as it applies to contractors and the reflecting pond and all that. We've got that today too. But that's what this is. You know what he's doing, right? Like this is old mob tactic stuff. This is what the mob did forever, right? They hire their own people to come in and do a job and bid it way high, and you pay billions of dollars to do it, and then you take all that. That's what he's doing. It's clear as fuck. And now that the taxpayers are on the line for it, he can double the price of it. The size of it's not going to change. But now that the taxpayers are paying for it, he can put any number on it he wants, because once they pass the bill saying they're going to pay for it, it doesn't matter what the price is, they're going to pay for it. It's obviously a scam. I wouldn't even be surprised if they never even build the motherfucker. So, also, when you double the go ahead.
Here's another point between the ballroom and all the shit that he's doing in the White House and all the shit that they're doing around Washington and stuff, and like all the monuments to him and shit. He is acting like somebody who is still gonna be there in 10 fucking years. That's what he's fucking acting like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, he doesn't plan on leaving. Whenever he was president the first time, as soon as he was elected, I was like, he'll never leave office because he'll never admit defeat ever. Like I called that way back. I was calling that back before Bill Maher even said it.
Me too.
Because that's who he is. He'll never admit he's wrong about anything. He'll never admit defeat in any capacity. That's his philosophy.
Yeah, and just for anybody who doesn't know about him, he has been screaming about like all the fucking contest and voting situations that he's ever been in, that they were rigged. He claimed that the Emmys were rigged. He claimed that the fucking Iowa primary was rigged because Ted Cruz won instead of him. Like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah. If anything in this world doesn't favor him, then it's rigged.
Yeah.
Even if it's not about him. He has, and you know how a lot of times I talk about I don't like people uh, getting into psychological diagnoses and things like that. But like, if I was, and I word it this way to try and still avoid it. If I was going to describe what narcissism looks like to someone, it would
Yeah.
be, I would use, well, thanks,
I
John.
mean,
Let's burn one. I would use this, like I would use his
yeah.
behavior.
I
Now
mean,
that doesn't, yeah.
that being said, there's been multiple psychologists, psychotherapists, and so on who have said, no, this guy has fucking malignant narcissism, including his own fucking niece.
Yeah.
And because of the way that the diagnostic criteria are, you don't actually have to see the patient. Like, you just don't. The whole Goldwater rule is basically, just FYI, to protect the industry. And it's saying you can't diagnose a public figure without seeing him because they're basically trying to protect themselves from getting sued. You
now,
can diagnose somebody without seeing them.
Joe Cool, obviously this is something we can't make a factual argument about because it's our opinion either way. But I will say this, a number of people are already going on about how he's going to be president for a third term. He didn't leave at the end of his first term. When he was defeated in an election at the end of his first term, he didn't leave. So I don't think it's an irrational position to think that he's not going to leave now. But
I mean, he's not going to make it to the end of this term, to be honest. I mean, his health is just cratering. But
I could use less letters if I just used an umlaut. Thanks for figuring that out, guys. glad to see that the subject matter is so stimulating today. I disagree with you, Average Joe, but that's both of our opinions. The Republicans wouldn't go for it until he started saying it, and then they would. That because they do whatever he says. All right, so there's this. So I think this was the same day that he does this again with a reporter.
Yeah.
I don't know why that video is so tiny, but the audio is what matters here. Let me turn it down some before it starts. Well, it's down a little bit. All right.
Mr. President, your promise to bring inflation down is now at its highest level in 3 years. Are your policies not working?
No,
What's
my
happening?
policies are working incredibly. If you go back to just before the war, for the last 3 months, inflation was at 1.7%. Now, we had a choice. Let these lunatics have a nuclear weapon. If you want to do that, then you're a stupid person, and you happen to be. I mean, I know you very well. Anybody that wants them to have a nuclear weapon is a stupid person. So we said we're going to take the greatest stock market in history, and we're going to go down a little bit. And actually, that turned out to be incorrect because our stock market is now at the highest point in history, which frankly surprised a lot of people. It's a very simple message. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and they won't have a nuclear weapon, and that's 100%.
Oh my God.
I don't even know how to break down all of the fallacy and illogical thinking and all the stuff, the irrational thinking that he did there. I don't even know how to, because there's several different things you could call that.
Yeah. Iran does not have a fucking nuclear weapon. They were not fucking close to having a nuclear weapon.
He said himself last week if they started rebuilding now, it'd take them 20 years. He
can't even keep his own fucking lies straight.
Well, what's going on here is, so, look, they have people collecting all these data points all the time, right? And they know that a lot of people agreed early on, not with the war, but with the talking point that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. We even agree. We don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon, right? So that's why he's rolling that back out now, because now they've got the data and they're looking at that, and it's like, use this talking point because people agreed with it. So he's going back to the nuclear weapon thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when he says he lied about inflation. Inflation is 3.8. It's not 1.6. He lied about Iran's nuclear capabilities. Obviously, he he lied about the economy and the number of Americans that are okay with it. I mean, everything he said here was false. And then he also called someone stupid just for asking, like, your economic plans aren't very popular with the American people, and we're not in a very good position. And so what he did is he just changed the facts and said, "Oh no, they're great, and you're stupid." Like, it's wild that, and I'm showing him doing this first because it's more obvious with him. I think the like, just attack the character of the person that asked you a difficult question. I'm showing him doing it first. We'll see others do it too today, but we started with him. Anything else on this, Lil?
No.
I didn't think so.
Oh my God.
All right. So let's see. What do we got next? All right. Kash Patel. I had to say that name today, didn't I? Kash Patel has acted like a drunk fool as the head of the FBI. He has embarrassed the United States a number of times. And if you're a person that watches this channel, we showed Kash Patel perjure himself multiple times before.
To be fair, they all have.
Yeah, definitely. We showed without any, like, there's no argument to be made that it wasn't perjury what he said. He stated something as fact that he knew wasn't true. It was perjury. So, that being said, let's start this. And I have some receipts for the things that they're going to talk about eventually. But Senator Van Hollen, well, I'll pause before we get to the part that I need to explain about him. But here we go.
You agree, Director Patel, that if one of your agents was unable to perform his or her duties because of excessive drinking, you would need to take corrective or disciplinary action. You agree with that statement?
We would implement the inspection review process, just like these other agencies have their own internal investigations, and complete that review.
As I said in my opening remarks, I really don't care about your personal life so long as you are able to perform your public and official responsibilities, which are awesome responsibilities. Multiple reports, including reporting by The Atlantic, have alleged episodes of excessive drinking, unexplained absences, and behavior that concern current and former FBI and DOJ officials. You have publicly denied those allegations and filed a defamation lawsuit. So today, as you testify before Congress, is it your testimony that those allegations are categorically false?
Unequivocally, categorically false.
Perjury.
Yep.
And this will be shown in court to be perjury, too. But this isn't even the part that I was talking about where he perjures himself. This is just the one of the instances, I guess.
Yeah, and there's been multiple reports of the FBI going after journalists and reporters who are reporting this stuff, trying to find out who the fuck the sources are.
Journalists doing journalism, yeah. That and that's why he's filed the defamation thing. So here's the problem for him. When you file a defamation case, if it gets accepted by the court, they do this thing where they say, motion to open file discovery. And what that means is then they can bring in whoever they want and depose them. And it turns out there's about 20 different sources within the FBI, within Kash Patel's immediate circle, that made these reports. So now either those people were lying and they're going to perjure themselves, or he's perjuring himself. And if all of these people come and get deposed and they all say the same thing, Kash Patel should be facing. He should have been charged for the perjury about there's no evidence and Donald Trump isn't in the files and all that bullshit. He should have been charged over that. But, let's face it, they're going to cover up for pedophiles. That's what they do. This, though, he says categorically, unequivocally false. Their sources, apparently, they had like 20 different people within the FBI that came to them and told them this stuff. And we'll look at that in a second. I have it. Don't forget his own Kash Patel FBI branded bourbon of the Kentucky distillery Woodford Reserve. Yes. So, Kash, I mean...
Speaking of defamation lawsuits, there's one thing that I've noticed and several other people have noticed. Notice that whenever something comes out about Trump, about like his alleged drug use and all that stuff, notice that he's never sued these people for defamation once because he knows he has no fucking leg to stand on. If he hasn't tried to sue them for defamation, then it's probably fucking true.
Yeah. He's you can't sue people for defamation if the thing they're saying is true. And I'm pretty sure that everything that was said here about Kash Patel is true. So yeah, his own bourbon. The guy who gives out personalized FBI Kash Patel bourbon to everyone. I don't know why I had to drag Kentucky into this, but is it a surprise that this person is drinking a lot? The person who's on video at the Olympics drinking and clearly drunk, acting a fool, who was there, he took a taxpayer funded plane and was there doing official business and was drunk. So there's video that what he's getting ready to say is a lie. He is perjuring himself. When the Democrats take over, hopefully this is something that they address later, because these motherfuckers, every one of them, deserve to be charged for their crimes. So now, what I think the plan is here, why he filed the defamation case, even if he loses it, he knows the DOJ currently isn't going to charge him with anything. He could kill somebody. They wouldn't do anything. I think that the plan is that because they will have to depose these sources in this defamation case, it will then give him the ammunition to try and charge them for leaking information. I think that's because if it's false, he can get them for defamation. If it's true, he's going to try and charge them for leaking internal information, which I don't know how you get there about you being drunk and not able to be woke up. But I still don't think it's beyond him trying. My Kentucky brothers and sisters make the finest whiskeys known to man. Yes, they do, John. I agree. Yes, they do. Bourbon is my preferred drink if I drink. I like Maker's Mark. That's my favorite. Woodford Reserve is really good stuff, though. It's just I'm not a rich Kentucky boy, so I don't drink that. All right. So keep in mind what we've pointed out about Trump and the attack on people's personal character when they ask you difficult questions, because it's coming. Also, Senator Van Hollen, what do we remember him from? Okay, so Kilmore Abrego Garcia. There was, and we looked at this on this show back then. I don't even know if Lil had joined me at that time, or had you? I don't know that you had. Anyway, on on this show, we looked at where he goes and meets with Mr. Garcia. I can't say that name over and over. He goes and meets with him, and the president Bukele purposely like set out margaritas when it was time to take pictures. They had given him a glass of water while they were sitting there talking, and they had a meet in this place that looked like a nice restaurant. And then whenever they took pictures, they set out margaritas to make it look like they were having margaritas and stuff. This is well known. Yeah. It's the FBI knows it. Everybody knows it. There's going to be a thing brought up about you ran up a $7,000 bar tab. This was an event where the whole group of members and their staff had an event with a bar that was an open bar. It was paid for, and he paid for it. So it wasn't like, and also like just making the claim that you ran up a $7,000 bar tab. Who runs up a $7,000 bar tab for themselves other than Cash Patel? Maybe Pete Hegseth, I guess. But
I was about to say Pete Hegseth might. He's
in a different league though. Pete Hegseth, he doesn't run up bar tabs. He buys kegs. So here we go though.
So there have been no occasions during your tenure when FBI personnel were unable to promptly reach you?
Absolutely not. You can ask my entire workforce. They hear from me at every single hour of the day, as do these great gentlemen here, as do the men and women of the interagency and state and local law enforcement and the White House.
And so there have been no occasions when your security detail had difficulty waking or locating you. Is that right?
Nope, it's a total farce. I don't even know where you get this stuff, but it doesn't make it credible because you say so.
I'm not saying it, Director Patel. It's been written and documented.
You are literally saying it.
No, I'm saying that these are reports, Director Patel.
No,
and
unlike
all right, so this is the point where he starts lying because of what he does, right? They do this every time. As soon as they start lying, they project and say, "No, you did it." And he didn't say you did these things, as Cash Patel said. He asked him, there's a report that says this, so is this false? This was reported. Is it true? That's what he's asking him. And he did not say, Cash Patel, you're doing these things. But let's let the fireworks go for a minute here, unless you got anything to add, Lil.
No, you hit it. I was about to say, yeah, he's obviously lying.
Yeah.
Baseless reports. The only person that was slinging margaritas in El Salvador on the taxpayer dollar with a convicted gangbanging rapist was you.
You know,
the only person that ran up a $7,000 bar tab in Washington, D.C. at the lobby bar was you. So the only individual in this room that has been drinking on taxpayer dime during the day is you.
Director Patel, come on. These are serious allegations that were made against you. They're in a lawsuit that you filed.
You drinking margaritas with a gangbanger is true and on video.
It just goes to show you
running a $7,000 bar tab at the lobby bar has been filed by your own office.
This goes to show.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia was not a gang leader, by the way.
No, he is not.
Yeah. And he didn't traffic children either. And he's not in the Epstein files either. So, there's that.
During the day, that's you. This is the ultimate example of hypocrisy.
Mr. Chairman,
I will not be tarnished by baseless allegations and fraudulent statements from the media.
The fact that you mentioned that indicates you don't know what you are talking about.
Now, see, I think he does know what he's talking about. But not that he's correct. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, he does.
He is
kind of stupid. So.
Yeah, well, yeah. He says, I won't be tarnished by the media. Since when is asking you questions about your behavior, it's simply asking the questions tarnishing your, hey, Lil, have you been getting drunk to where people can't wake you up every day this week?
No.
No, that's the answer.
No.
Yeah. All this other stuff gives away the game, right? Like, the moment that he got all butthurt about being asked this, that was true. And again, we'll look
and
at
that's
those.
the thing. This is the thing with the Trump administration. Every fucking one of them does that. Every time they get called out on something they're doing or they're not doing, the second they do, it's all projection.
Yep. Yeah. Like if Trump says something stupid, he calls the reporter stupid. If Kash Patel is drinking, he accuses the senator of doing it. Yeah. If Pam Bondi's accused of lying about the Epstein files, she'll tell you how the Dow's doing. That
was at 50,000. Oh my God! This is another thing that happened this week that's come in the same vein is Trump trying to claim that reporters who are actually reporting the news on the fucking Iran war is trying to accuse them of treason.
Yeah, said they should be put to death. At least indirectly. I mean, he didn't say they should be put to death. He said treason is an offense where you should be put you can be put to death.
Yeah, but the hilarious thing about it too is them constantly claiming treason. Treason isn't a fucking crime right now because we're not in an official war. You have to be in an official war for it to be a crime.
Yeah.
The closest you can get is espionage right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Treason. Yeah. I won't go into what I was going to say about Trump. I think you could still.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying like as far as, and yeah, I absolutely think Trump would absolutely be guilty of that. But the thing is like the way that the law is written on the books, you have to be at war, and we are not officially at war.
Well, I think
Congress hasn't voted on it.
I think the only reason that it's unique to Trump is because he's in the position to call it a war or not, right? Like like what he's doing to benefit Putin, who is our enemy, even though like if you escape treason by just never labeling it a war, I don't know how that would work legally, but and I don't think they would ever charge the president with it anyway because it looked bad for the country. No. But interesting thought experiment there. Anyhow, I don't know if it gets there or not. I'm not saying it does. I just it's an interesting thing to think about. Are we in a war that we don't know we're in, other than the war we know we're in? Get into some weird questions there. But all right, so I've explained to you the things about Senator Van Hollen and what he was doing here. He's gonna go on about some more of it for a second, and then we'll look at the actual reports that he was talking about.
In your response to me earlier, where you had a little bit of a blow up, you made a couple provably false statements.
So did you.
No, Mr. Director, I was.
What statement did Senator Van Hollen make? And is he under oath? These two things are not equal. Even if Senator Van Hollen sat there and lied his ass off, he's not a witness under oath in front of Congress. He's not facing oversight. So just an important point.
Reading about and asking you to respond to allegations that are made. In fact, I was giving you an opportunity to do that, and you took that opportunity. But in the process, you made these provably false statements that I know are sort of like urban legend in right-wing media about margaritas in El Salvador, which is provably false. And so coming from the mouth of an FBI director to make provably false statements in a hearing like this is extremely troubling. And it leads me to ask whether or not the other things you've been saying are false statements. And so because that's a provably false statement. You made a couple others that are provably false. And this is from the mouth of the FBI director.
The only one that made false statements is you.
My final question to you, Mr. Director, is do you know that it is a crime to lie to Congress?
I'm not, you are.
The answer is yes, by the way.
My God, how much more how much more schoolyard bully can you get?
Yeah.
No, I'm not, you are. Like, come on, dude. Like, you're a fucking adult.
You'd think. I mean, I don't know that he wears adult-sized clothes, but So the question here, Mr. Patel, do you know that it is a crime to lie to Congress? What's the answer? Lil, do you know that it's a crime to lie to Congress?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Especially in Iraq.
That's the answer. So one of the things that that I learned over my years of being in courtrooms, because I was a felon all the time. One of the things that I learned was shut the fuck up, Joe. That was the thing. Like, answer things as succinctly as you can. I think that's the right use of that word. And there's no reason for you to expand and say anything else, because anything you say, they're going to use against you later if they can. So if you don't say anything, you're for sure safe from that. So if somebody asked me a question and there was a yes or no, it was yes, Your Honor, no, Your Honor. You know, like in that case, because I was in front of a judge. But what he does here by dodging the question and then like getting defensive, I mean, I think it makes him look guilty as hell. But
it does.
For any of you that ever happen to be in front of Congress and Senator Van Hollen asks you, is it a crime to lie to Congress? The answer is yes. It's not this.
You know that. That's my last question.
I have not lied to Congress.
I didn't ask you that.
Lied to Congress is you.
I'm not testifying here, sir, and I don't lie.
Maybe the next time you run up a $7,000 bar tab, we can talk about it.
Well, see, there you go, lying again. You suggested
in the FEC report. I'll post it right now.
You suggested it was public. It wasn't public money, as you know. That was for a 50-member staff party.
So it was a $7,000 bar tab.
Mr. Patel, I'm glad. Let me just say in closing, Mr. Chairman, two things. I'm glad that you have agreed to take the test regarding, whether you have alcohol problems. I'm glad you agreed with me to do that.
Just to explain that, he asked him in his earlier line of questioning, well, if you don't have any problem with alcohol and you're not doing these things, would you be willing to take this test that shows whether you have a problem with alcohol or not? And Kash Patel's response was, you take it too. And he said, I will. I'll take it with you. And so he agreed to do it. So now if he doesn't do it, he also lied to Congress here as well. But yeah, that's what he's talking about. We're only going to watch a little bit more of this and we'll move on.
Still haven't answered my final question. Do you know, Mr. Director, that it is a crime to lie to Congress?
The answer is yes.
You know that.
I do not lie to Congress.
I didn't ask you that.
And you're insinuating that I am.
I asked you whether you know.
You want to correct your time in this session where you got steamrolled by the facts, so you can have a Twitter narrative.
Mr.
So
Director,
raise more money and spend more money on $7,000.
Just let the record
I'm not
show,
Mr.
Mr. Chairman. The director of the FBI apparently does not want to answer the question about whether or not it's a crime to lie to Congress, and I find that extremely troubling.
I find it troubling that you lie to the American people every day.
You are a disgrace, Mr. Director.
Not nearly as big as
the fact that you can't answer that question, I will. That concludes my questioning, Mr. Chairman. But I'm obviously.
You are a disgrace. I think that was the perfect response. Yeah, keep in mind that these people are fucking idiots, right? Trump appointed a bunch of incompetent, inexperienced fools. I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't know how else to put it to these positions. Hannah Bondi was at least somewhat qualified, even though she was a piece of shit. But other than that, like RFK is running the Department of Health, Cash, and we ain't even got to get into the crazy shit he said this week.
Oh my God.
I'm not even touching that one. Kash Patel is leading the FBI, doesn't know shit. Pete Hegseth is the head of the largest bureaucracy in the world and knows not a goddamn thing about any of it, is a drunk and a rapist.
No.
like these people are completely unqualified for these jobs and are incompetent in everyday life. Can't even answer simple questions. So there's this other clip here that's attached to this. I stuck it here. I think the show that I watched, that I cut that first clip out of, I think they played this too to show the same thing. This is Kash Patel doing the same thing. We're not going to watch all of this one. It's only a few minutes long, but I just want to show the moment he's asked a difficult question, his go-to thing is to attack the people asking the question. So he doesn't, here when he's asked about it, he doesn't talk about Senator Van Hollen, but he attacks whoever's asking the question.
You an opportunity to respond directly to the allegations in the Atlantic article that your unexplained absences created a national security risk. And beyond that, can you say definitively that you have not been intoxicated or absent during your tenure as FBI director?
I can say unequivocally that I never listen to the fake news mafia. And as when they get louder, it just means I'm doing my job. This FBI director has been on the job twice as many days as every director before me. What that means is I've taken half as many days off.
That's not how numbers work.
No.
So let's say the previous director took 10 days off, but he only worked 20 days. Or no, he took 10 days off, but he worked all year. And you took 5 days off out of 20 days. You took half as many days off, but you didn't work twice as much. That's just not. Yeah. That's
not how it works, dude.
It for anybody. And again, this is one of those things where it's I think the atheist community is really attuned to these kind of things, where you're used to people saying false statements, and you can point out because on the surface it's he took half as many days off. That's so he worked double as much. If you don't think about it at all, it could slide by you. But if you apply the least little bit of critical thinking to anything,
and the thing is that there are some, not all, but there are some people in the administration that are really good at doing that, about the way that they word certain things.
Yeah.
To where I will come across people who aren't MAGA, but aren't super well informed. They'll be like, oh, well, they said this. I'm like, no, what they actually said was this. They did not say that he worked twice as hard,
Yeah.
And it's you have to point that shit out to people. It's.
Yeah. Kash Patel doesn't math. So
by the way, it's also worth pointing out that you can sit there and straight up lie to the press.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And they do that.
This is one of the reasons why, Bondi and Ludnick and stuff did not want to testify under oath, because if they're not under oath, they can lie about it. If they're under oath, they can't.
Yeah. Right. But they still do. So here's the things that they were referencing, just so that it's that, because Kash Patel accuses him of just asking the questions to insinuate that he's guilty of something. Here's at least a reference to the report. Fitzpatrick wrote, several officials told me that Patel's drinking has been a reoccurring source of concern across the government. They said that he is known to drink to the point of obvious intoxication, in many cases at the private club Ned's in Washington, D.C., while in the presence of White House and other administration staff. He is also known to drink to excess at the Poodle Room in Las Vegas, where he frequently spends parts of his weekends. Early in his tenure...
Why the fuck is he flying to Las Vegas?
Early in his tenure, meetings and briefings had to be rescheduled for later in the day as a result of his alcohol-fueled nights. 6 current and former officials and others familiar with Patel's schedule told me. So, Are 6 people all telling the same story that's a lie about specific places that you're at? Like they named the places. I'm pretty sure this is verifiable information. These are things, and I'm sure the taxpayers paid for all this, so you can verify it that way as well. All right. But wait, there's more. According to information given to the Justice Department and White House official, members of Patel's security detail, that's his inner circle, had trouble waking him up on multiple occasions because he was seemingly intoxicated. He was so hard to reach behind locked doors that his team even requested breach equipment, commonly used by SWAT for rapid forced entry into buildings. They actually made the request for it. That's verifiable information.
Not only that, but there's even been more people since the reporting came out that have come out and verified that too.
Yeah. So, I don't think you can call this defamation when you have people who would know all corroborating the same information. I don't think that'll work. So there was also this overall point that I kind of just left it on everybody to keep up with themselves, that they're whenever they're asked any kind of difficult question, their go-to thing is to attack the person asking the question.
Yeah.
Was that plenty of clips for today? I think that's yeah. That's our clips for today. So real quick,
just like to torture me, I think.
Those weren't as bad as the 30 minutes of Trump that we watched in the past. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I'm having to watch Trump all freaking week too.
Yeah. So
woohoo.
Yeah, we got new trading cards out for those that that's not that. I always do that. Let me get rid of that, so I'll quit showing that. We've got new trading cards out. This is one of them that you can see. The Mysterious Benefactor, deeply mysterious. This benefactor and sponsor wishes to remain anonymous. They all have cute little taglines on them like that. Some of them are funnier than others. There's ones for several people from AIG. Me and Lil have a card. Seth has a card. Jess has a card. There's cards for the Heltons and all of our sponsors. Rocket City Reason, Black Non-Believers, RFR, Tri-State Freethinkers. We've got tons of these cards now. There will be printed out versions as well. And get those and get them signed at the protest. Come to the protest. Arrangements and things have been made, and we're on to do it. We're a little less than 2 months away. Here's our ad if you haven't seen it. One of our ads, we have several actually. I just show this one all the time because it's easy. Yeah, there's all of our sponsors. We got Seth Andrews, Mandisa Thomas, Godless Engineer, Godless Granny, No Illusions, Kelly Laughlin. I think Dade Murphy is going to say a few words. I don't know if Dade's here today. I thought I saw him earlier.
I haven't
but
seen him.
Okay. So Dade Murphy had said, hey, Godless Granny isn't going to make it or whatever. Maybe I can speak. I've talked to Godless Granny, and she says as of right now, the plans are on. She's coming. She's going to do it. She'll be at the Airbnb with us. We've got a bunch of cool people staying at the Airbnb. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. Last year, all of us staying there, including I said I would never say his name again. We all had really great conversations. Like we would stay up. We stayed up till like 3 or 4 in the morning, and people were drinking and having a good time too. But nobody was like sloppy drunk or anything. But we stayed up late, telling stories about our experiences and stuff, and just having a good time, and it was really, really fun. The thing that I regretted the most is not getting to spend more time just hanging out with everybody. That was really the highlight of it. It's going to be hot out there at the art protest, and I mean, it's really important that we go and speak out against what these people are doing, and it's really important that the community supports it. There is a link that's been going through chat if you want to donate to the art protest. We'll be doing a fundraiser on June 6th, and as of right now, that fundraiser, No Illusions will be here. Godless Engineer will be here. Casey will be here. Kelly Laughlin will be here. Godless Granny will be here. We have that's going to be a big show. That's a lot of big people all at once, right? Like that's a crazy show. We may have to. We'll have Lil join me with that so she can wrangle people. But yeah, we're going to do, that'll be a fundraiser type thing that we do on June 6th, promotional fundraiser, whatever you want to call it. I'm actually kind of nervous because we're getting down to like close to it and we don't have all the money we need yet. But we're getting close. We still need a few hundred at least. And that's just to make it happen. It's going to happen regardless because I have backups of backups if I have to. Last year, it ended up costing more than what we raised too. But get your letters. Good deal. But so donate to the art protest there. It's this is really important, guys. This is I say this all the time, and for those of you that are sick of hearing it, I'm sorry, but this is where we go and actually speak out against the people that are doing the harm, that are breaking the law, that are indoctrinating our children.
And this also plays in specifically to something else that happened this week, is that like the Texas Supreme Court, like they're trying to argue that like, well, if you pick a certain version of like, basically they're trying to make it to where the 10 Commandments rule in Texas that says that every classroom has to have the 10 Commandments, that it can stand, because if you pick which one's correct, you're going to end up basically singling out religion. So like, just leave it as is. The thing is,
I meant to bring some stuff about that. I'm glad you brought that up.
But I mean, it's one of those things that there's how you can't sit there and pick a set of 10 Commandments and everyone's going to be happy with it. You know what you do instead, or what a reasonable adult would do? Just don't put them up.
Yeah.
But of course, it's fucking Texas.
So, real quick, in the Supreme Court decision where they gutted the Voter Rights Act, the way that they did it is they said, hey, if you say that you don't know that, that's a black district and you don't know anything about the people that are there, if you say that, then you can do it. And that's what they're doing here. They're trying to apply the same logic to force their religion on everybody. And how that applies is they're saying, well, we know that, like, there may be variations in what the 10 Commandments are and the different principles of different religions. So as long as you say you don't know about any of that and you just put up the ones you want and you don't know that it's against anybody else or it's excluding anyone, then you can do it. And that it has to be the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard, honestly. Like, it doesn't even make fucking sense. And I know for a fact that my good buddy Aaron Roth is going to be raising hell about that. I know he's not going to let that slide. And the way that they worded this, the Satanic Temple is going to get involved too, for sure. Like, because they're going to say, oh, well, if you can do that, then we'll just say we don't know and we'll do what we want to. That they're going to take advantage of that. they actually did something really stupid by doing this. But because of the mess it's going to make, it's also going to help. They applied the same logic that they used to gut the Voters' Right Act. So whenever this is exploited and shown how stupid it is, it's gonna the equivalence carries on, right? It's going to show how stupid the other thing is too. Now, whether they do anything about it, probably not, because they're racist pieces of shit, Christian racist pieces of shit at that. So,
Yeah.
That's Christianity by its nature is xenophobic and misogynistic and violent and deviant sexual acts. Like I don't know, and when I say deviant sexual acts, I mean like sleeping with your kids. That's common in the Old Testament. There, the
Half sister.
Incest and genocide is that's why we have the big incest and genocide park sign that we put up at the art protest, because that's what it is. So I don't even think Bibles should be in schools, like at all.
Yeah.
Now, when I went to school here in good old Eastern Kentucky, they made us pray every morning. Like and how they got around it somewhat then, and they made you do it. If your head wasn't bowed and your eyes closed, they'd make you go stand in a corner for the day. So we would, before homeroom started, they would make everybody show up into the cafeteria, and you would go in the cafeteria, and there were bleachers along the walls, and everybody had to sit on those. And then the principal would come in, usually him and somebody else, and they would make everybody bow their heads, and he'd stand there and scream at you if you weren't. And they would say a prayer, and then you would go to homeroom. Now, in other schools that I went to, because like you go to primary school and secondary, all that stuff. So anyway, in the other schools that I went to, they did it over the intercom in the mornings and had religious-based clubs that one of them actually put out a hit on me, which was weird. Or no, said I deserved to die is what he said. Somebody else said they were going to kill me. He said I deserved it. Because that's what preachers do. And now that guy's at World Harvest Church and head of Dean of Students after being dismissed for making unwanted sexual advances at his co-employees, co-workers. So, go Christianity. Average Joe, you have no idea. I did tell him to fuck off. I spent most of my elementary school standing with my nose against the wall. I got beat with rulers and paddles, and never got to go to recess. Never got to go to gym. I had to eat my lunch in the principal's office for years. Believe me, I am the person that you see here. I've always been anti-authoritarian. So yeah, I stayed in trouble. The funny thing is, though, I stayed in trouble all through school, and then whenever I was a senior, I was vice president of my senior class, because everybody liked me so much, even though I was in trouble all the time. But I kind of had this thing where I would fight for other people, like the kids that got picked on and shit. Like, I didn't pick on them. I picked on the people that picked on them. I didn't care for bullies. It would. I found it really upsetting when they would pick on kids for being poor or looking different or being fat or whatever. Like, and since I was like a starting football player and vice president of the senior class and all that stuff, like I had a little bit of sway, like I had friends, I guess is what I should say. And we always we had this really awesome thing happen. This kid, Lucas, who now works for a news station doing all their media stuff, really cool guy. Went to school with him all through my years of middle school and high school. He was in my classes every year, and everybody made fun of Lucas and said awful things and like just picked on him. And for years, like I would take up for Lucas because he was a nice guy. You just had to get to know him, and he was just quiet and kind of backward, which people sometimes are. And our senior year, we had a talent show, and one of the groups in the talent show was singing "Sweet Child of Mine" by Ozzy Osbourne. Or that's not Ozzy Osbourne. I'm stupid. Guns N' Roses. Wait.
I was about to say.
Wait. Hold on. Am I wrong about that? It is Ozzy Osbourne. No, it's Guns N' Roses.
No, it's not.
Slash wrote it. Yeah, okay. Golly. Getting old and forgetting things. That's all. That's a bad one.
Joe.
That's a bad one there because I know that song very well. Wow. Slash wrote the song. I've heard the whole documentary about how he came up with it and everything. But anyway, Lucas ends up being the lead singer for this group that plays "Sweet Child of Mine" at the talent show, and fucking nails it. Like, and he was so quiet and backwards and didn't look the part and all that stuff. It was one of the most amazing experiences at any concert I've ever seen, and I've been to like 100 concerts now. That little in the auditorium of my high school, him going in there and perfectly nailing a Guns N' Roses song, like all the notes too, all of it, like he nailed it. It was amazing, and that was, and then Lucas was everybody's friend after that, and that one turned out good, but it doesn't always do that. Bullying people and picking on people has an awful outcome many times. That I'm not going to get into the specifics here, but and we've been seeing this within our own community lately. A lot of bullying and attacking people personally and things like that. And I can say, even though I don't want to get back into this whole mess and everything, those things will never be okay. And I will always tell you what a piece of shit you are for doing those things. And I will always use this platform in any way that I can to call out those things. And if we have to bully the bullies a little, we can do that too. There was a threat made against somebody this week, and I'm not gonna share your name and stuff unless you tell me to. But was told that what was the words going to catch these hands in the street?
Yeah. Yep.
This motherfucker wouldn't know the street if it smacked him in the fucking face.
No shit.
Yeah. Please tell me about your experience with the street. I would love to hear that because I call bullshit. You know what I'm never scared of in a person? Somebody who tells me how tough they are and what they're going to do. Never worried about that person. That's but this kind of stuff, we have, as a community, we have tried to give information to get this stuff to stop, and I just don't really know what the next step is, because we just want it to stop. It's not a go on with your conspiracy theory bullshit all you want. Like, you can do that, nobody gives a shit. Like, you're still hurting people doing that, by the way. You're still re-traumatizing and victimizing and all that stuff doing that. Go on with your conspiracy theory bullshit. Quit attacking people. Like you look stupid. Catch hands, LOL. Probably wears a Punisher skull necklace.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. I just don't see like the thing that bothers me is people that used to stand up for those that the marginalized communities and the people that they should have been standing with, um, our friends, our community, uh, and they turn around and then use that very instance against them in a way to uh, do that kind of stuff. And Joe was raised in a holler like me. Nothing hardens you up like a bunch of sexually frustrated rednecks in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The you learn hard lessons quick. But the it's just like anybody who's doing that. First of all, let's point this out. We don't even have to get into individuals and all that stuff, but anybody who is going out of their way to bully someone because they expose their emotions somewhere, like you're going to use that against them, you are a piece of shit, first of all. And my words, like nothing I say matters. Let's be clear about this. The stuff that I say here, nobody gives a flying fuck about. Whatever. I mean, the chat spent the whole time talking about umlauts. It is what it is. Nobody cares. This isn't gonna go on to be anything. But it's just it says more about you to punch down at somebody who's going through a tough time rather than either shut the fuck up or support that person. You don't do that.
No.
Even people, even people within that cult that had there had been some stuff like that, like where they had said some things about harming themselves and things like that. Do you think I went and jumped on that as an opportunity to punch somebody while they were down? I actually went through back channels to make sure that to find out the seriousness of it, because nobody deserves that.
No.
It's if the cult leader himself was grieving the death of a family member, like I wouldn't go and attack that person. I'd give my condolences. Like some things you just don't need to do, right? Like some stuff you just don't isn't necessary. So keep that in mind, guys, whenever you're having these thoughts and things. You think about the consequences of what you're doing. All of you. When did I become the adult voice in the room? When the fuck did that happen? I mean, I know I'm old and shit, right? But like, when was it that I have to be the reasonable one? Because this is not my history. My history doesn't reflect me being the responsible one. But yeah, and if you see people bullying people, come tell me. I'll go make a fool of them. I don't like that shit. And not in some like white knight way, just because I'll make sport out of it. That's I don't have any problem doing that. It's easy to do whenever you have people that are foolish, but anyway, so back on track. Sunday it'll be me and you again, Lil. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot to talk about Sunday too.
Oh, good God,
yeah. I think following this China visit, Trump's going to come back, and possibly all the Democrats that said he should be removed, he's going to say they're all traitors and deserve to die, because that's what he does. Oh, it's funny how that's similar to what we see going on here too, that I just talked about. But whatever. The his trip to China is going to be a disaster. It's going to cause more problems than it's going to fix.
It already is.
Eventually, he's going to have to surrender to Iran and admit that we got no concessions. That instead we gave them everything they wanted and let them take over the Strait of Hormuz.
Oh, he'll never admit it. He's going to have to, though.
Yeah. He's in order to stay in the good graces of his heroes. He's going to have to. Hey, what about that little fella over in North Korea? Why hasn't he talked to him lately?
Because he's got no dog in the fight.
He's got no power anymore.
The thing is, here's the thing about North Korea. North Korea is as long as you leave them alone, they will leave you the fuck alone. They don't care. They do not give a shit. They want to run their own little hermit kingdom and let it run.
Yeah, let us fire our missiles off in the ocean. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're not fucking with them, they don't care.
Wow. Okay. Well, catch me and Lil and Seth at the art protest this summer, July 12th. I've got tomorrow, 7 p.m., I'll be debating Adam from Truth Over Tea about creationism and philosophy. I think the mysterious benefactor may jump in there too. So if you want to know who that is, come watch. You still won't see his face, but misspent youth beating off rednecks. Yeah, I bet, Brie. I bet. I can imagine. I was raised in a place called Bear Creek, so figure it out. I think they filmed Deliverance by my house. So most of you probably don't even know what Deliverance is. Anyway, yeah, so I'll be debating that dude tomorrow. Ray Comfort's coming to talk to me June 3rd, and but he's not going to let me do it live. So I'm going to have a recorded conversation with Ray, and I think what I'll do is maybe I'll do a dishonest edit of it, since he's going to do that too. I'll do a dishonest edit of it and maybe show that at the fundraiser, or like, if we raise so much funds, I'll show it and it'll be funny. I'll take it and I'll cut it together where he says something he didn't say, like he loves Satan or something. I will.
Yes, please.
Yeah. I'll come up with some kind of goal for that. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so, Ray Comfort's a big guest for me, even though, I don't give a shit. Ray Comfort's low-hanging fruit as far as I'm concerned. But, he's still one of the biggest names in creationism. And so, leading up to the art protest, I think there's some value in... oh, by the way, I'm going to pummel the shit out of Ray Comfort, just so you know. This is going to be unlike anything you've seen. I'm going to use arguments you've never heard. I've already got this put together. I'm ready already. And I'm still working on it. I'm going to be so ready for Ray Comfort. He may rage quit, which I fucking hope he does. But anyway, are you live streaming the debate tomorrow? Yes. Everything else I do will be live streamed. The debate tomorrow will be on at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be a lot of fun. Adam is actually a really nice guy, and I enjoy talking to him. In fact, if I could get Adam to come do a show with me, I would co-host a show with Adam where we take his creationist look and my perspective and look at different things. He's that easy for me to talk to. I haven't cussed him out yet, is what I mean. So, yeah. But I don't do a lot of debates and stuff anymore. I did them last year around the art protest, and then I had a couple hanging afterwards where I had to go back and kick Kent Hovind around again. And they want, Kent Hovind and his cult won't even speak to me anymore. Yeah, that debate ended up getting a fuck ton of views too on another channel, not mine. all my things that do really well are on other channels, which is cool. I like that. I think. I may not be able to make it for the whole debate, but we'll watch it later if I can make love. All right. Hey, and Average Joe, thank you for behaving yourself today. I didn't have to get on you today.
Surprise.
Yeah. But
I am genuinely surprised.
What do you got going on, Will? Or Lil?
I got Politicality on Sunday. I will be on Embers. If she does a show, I've got I always do trivia night with Dr. Ben, and there's a couple other things that are coming up that I cannot remember the dates for at the moment. But other than that, I'm it's kind of up in the air because, like I said, I'm moving next month. So, but after that, there's going to be a lot more stuff. So,
yeah, go over to Lil's channel and subscribe. If you're over there, come over here. Eventually, we have plans sometime to try and work out to where we could get Kyle to come over and talk to us one day. There's been a lot of other stuff going on. I'm not worried about that right now at all. Just so you know, I'm just saying, like, we do have plans to do other things. Now, I plan to kind of cut back after the art protest, so I don't know what that looks like at this point. And I don't even know if I'll do it, honestly. It just depends on where the community's at that time. If I feel like I'm engaging in something that's positive, I'll continue to do it, I guess. You know, I don't like just shouting out into the air for no reason. Anyway.
Regardless, I will be continuing Politicality whether Joe is here or not.
Yeah. So. I'll just give Lil my channel that's already monetized. You just change all the stuff and then you just keep on going. You can be the legacy. I don't know if you can do that actually, but I imagine YouTube isn't fond of me getting to decide who's a YouTube partner and who's not. But anyway, yeah, no matter what, it'll continue. And I'll still go and do other shows and be around and all that stuff. I just, as far as like producing content myself, I don't feel like I'm really doing much here. So there's just other places I think I can achieve more. And it's, you know, it's nothing against anybody else. Or I think the show's great and I love doing it. I have fun doing it. I just, the stress and stuff that comes with it for no reason. It seems like these days, just, for my own mental health, I need to step away for a little bit and reset. That doesn't mean forever. It doesn't. I'm not even given any kind of whatever. This is a branded channel, by the way. This is a brand. It's not. It's this is a brand that's under my Google account. It's not its own thing. So I think that's why I can't gift memberships too. Is because it's a brand. But yeah, the Kentucky Atheist brand became like a thing. I've got lots of followers on TikTok and everywhere else. May do some stuff on TikTok too before the protest. Maybe you can do that with. You want to do a live on TikTok where we take on theists, Lil?
Sure. I'm not on TikTok, but
I mean, you just be with me. We just do it on. We can do it through my TikTok. I've got like, I think I'm close to 800 followers on TikTok.
Nice.
I think I've got a bunch. I've got a bunch on Instagram, and I don't even go on Instagram. My Facebook stuff just gets posted over there automatically. Bluesky, I don't have a whole lot of followers. I don't spend much time on Bluesky these days. But yeah. Brand your own Kentucky Atheist whiskey. Yeah, I don't. It would have to be bourbon first of all, but I don't think that would do well. Drink this and burn in hell. Anyhow, we'll figure out some stuff. We'll have some fun before the art protest gets here. But come there and meet me and Lil. Get your card signed. That's all I got. We'll play Ember's thing. We'll play Ember's thing on the way out. I forgot about it.
Promo code Lil.
Yeah.
$1 off stickers.
There you go. All right, we'll play that as the outro today. Bye, folks.
Bye.
Don't be an asshole.
In 2024, NASA researcher Rachel Lenz gave the world a flag made from NASA images for Pride Month. On January 20th, 2025, the incoming U.S. administration ordered that Artistic Union of Science and Civil Rights deleted. So I tracked down the original images it was made from, recreated it, and then added even more wonders of the cosmos to update the flag to the current, more inclusive form. On the anniversary of the inauguration, I released it. And it went viral several times. Now you can get a physical copy of that artwork as a full-sized flag or a large sticker, as well as space artworks of the other Pride flags: lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, intersex, ace, and new flags being added all the time. Get one for yourself or give them as gifts, and celebrate Pride, celebrate science, celebrate resistance, and help support a creator fighting for human rights for all humans. Head to astralpride.com and use code LIL at